What up? It's been a minute since I talked to y'all. Posted those few videos. Tony putting his Nitro A-scale buggy together. That's gonna be fun. He's looking forward to that shit. He's super hype. I don't think I've seen him hype about RC cars till now. I mean, he switched over to electric, but that man, I guess he started on Nitro and he's real hype for it. But this is what I'm doing. I know it's probably considered cheesy in the RC circles, corny, cheap, chintzy, whatever words you got for it. But there's one of them, I guess they call WLToys. This is the 104002, the Violent. It's a 10th scale 4-wheel drive buggy. And once again, I'm going to try to take a lower end car and just improve upon it, make it raceable, kind of like the whole bio, a little bit like the Serpent. The Serpent wasn't too bad out of the box. I've seen a lot of people do videos online with these, but the one thing I noticed is they never put shock oil, they never put diff oil, and then the car hits something, busts up, and then they trash it. So I don't feel that way about cars. Like the whole bio to me was a shocker. I didn't think it was going to be alright. Took a little bit of fixing, a lot of plastic, but from what I'm hearing about this car and seeing on it, this is pretty much race ready. There's a couple of things I've already did research on and figured out I'm gonna have to change. There's a delay between the radio and the receiver, but I got the Spectrum receiver and my radio ready from the Slash, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. Make sure all my oils are good, and I should be straight, man. This looks like a fun little car. Coming up, looks we got our wing. Looks like a charger of some sort. Some extra parts, probably for the ends there. But you got a manual, and you got a car. Let's see if we can close. Got the radio out. That's your basic, cheap, knockoff, plastic, Guangdong, controller. This is trash to me, really. Just gonna get hooked up to the DX5C here. So this is where it's at, though. From what I've been reading and a little bit of research I've done on it before I bought it. Did a little research and want to find out a little more about the car, how easily available parts are, and stuff like that. And I actually found out that this car is pretty much a carbon copy of the X-Ray XB4, and all the parts are interchangeable except for the center diff, so that's actually a plus. I'm gonna utilize that car, so no worries there. Nice, came with a battery. I'm gonna have to swap this. I don't know if I'm gonna keep a D's plug on this. I've been switching everything over to bullets slowly. It's a 45 amp. That's I think it's a 4650, if I'm not mistaken. Around that range though. And if this combo doesn't work out, I've got this stuff from the Slash. I got a whole Castle combo I can throw in there. But man, from the jump, it looks clean. One of the things I did understand as well about this before I bought it was that this chassis has a slight bit of flex. I don't know how much that's going to matter where and how we're racing, but they do sell carbon fiber kits for that. I might just get a brace for the front and rear, call it a day. But first things first is getting some fluid in that front and rear. And I've already got tires. I just gotta glue them. I'm gonna get a second set, I think. Go check out Joey. I don't know how this server is gonna work out, and I gotta figure out a battery situation. But I'm happy with the purchase, man. I think it's cool. I'm excited to get into a new class. It's gonna be a hard class because everybody and their mom out there with a car like this, and especially the best racers. You got Klein, Hughes, Tony's out there with his. So I'm just doing this for fun, really, to get into something else. If I would have bought a kit, Techno or say X-Ray, and then built it from scratch with the motor and everything you see in here, servo and all that. I could have easily spent $1,000 to build this. I spent $200 on this. So even if I got to spend a couple $100 extra to, you know, swap this kind of shit out, I'm still in the game. The chassis itself is fine. Everything's here already. So it's, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of messing with it. Another thing somebody had put online that these pop off, but again, it's interchangeable with X-ray and associated parts. I can just swap all this shit out, the CVDs, I got everything. Everything can get swapped out. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. It's a cheap chassis that's gonna, I mean, it's serviceable, man. It's clean. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty excited about it. Other than getting this, I was thinking about getting a Serpent Truggy 8th scale or the Hobio, but the Hobio, I don't know, I had too much trouble with this one to start. This is my 10th scale, so there was just issues with a little bit of the plastic parts. I don't know if I want to deal with that again, so I might go Serpent if I do go 8th Truggy at some point. I think I will, but everything else is just kind of in storage mode right now, and I'm gonna be fucking with this for a little bit. Tony's finished his nitro buggy. He's taken his buggy apart all the way down. It looked like he really ran it ragged last season, and even down to the chassis, it's just work. So yeah, man, I've been just trying to replenish everything I lost in the fire. I got some new LiPo bags. Those are actually built, those are Z bags. They got holes in the side that allow you to put the cables through. Your battery will still be in the bags, no cutoff. It's pretty cool. I got my charger back, thank goodness. And yeah, that's where we at. Let's go. I get pissed out picking some shit up. And yeah, looks like Joey's working on his track. So we've been working on this WLToys 104.002. I got the servo in. We got a new receiver. I got that set up to the DX5C. I did have a few problems with this car, and I'm just gonna point them out right quick so everybody knows what they're dealing with when they buy one of these. Everything in this car is held together by fucking screws, dude. Screws. So you'd imagine if you work on it, you're gonna strip a few. So what I started doing is the parts that I know that I'm gonna be removing often, which is like the motor, the mount, even the servo screws for this. I'm gonna start switching them over to hex as I go along. I'll just leave these screws in, they'll never be used, but these I switched to hex, and I think there is, yeah, those there as well. So it's kind of frustrating. And the other thing I noticed is there's different size screws and different kinds, and so they did kind of throw this together sloppy. I did try to take the motor out because I was going to put something a little different in, try maybe a Castle, or I'm even thinking about getting like a, you know, a cheap Hobby Wing quick run setup. I saw it for like 112 bucks or something like that. I'm thinking about getting it a 5.5, but I was trying to, I got all this off, got the brace off, I got all this out, and then once I got to the motor, I started to realize that the stuff, they're not using Loctite, they're not using the blue or what we use here, they're using some rubber shit, and these fucking screws are in there, man. So you're gonna strip screws. I stripped the 2 screws that were on this motor mount here, so now I can't get the motor off, and what I'll have to do is I'll have to buy that piece again, and then buy a motor and then put it and install it. That's gonna take time, but that's in the future. I did put I put 10,000 in the front, 10,000 in the rear. Just greased up the sensor because it's not really your traditional diff. It's just like a gear. It's different. I've never seen it. It's new for me. So so the plan is, I mean, it's pretty fast with this on a 2S because that's what we race. It's very heavy though, so I am going to buy the carbon fiber kit so I can get rid of all this shit, make this carbon, make that carbon, everything. All this shit's going to be carbon fiber, and they also have braces. This car tends to flex this way, So you don't really flex this way, which is the way the car would land if you're driving. It's gonna flex the other way. I don't know how the hell that would happen, but if they're selling braces for it, I'm sure it's happened to somebody. And then once I get the ESC motor combo, we're gonna switch this out to bullets. I'm gonna pull out the tray for this 2S battery that they sent, and I'm just gonna start using my shorty packs in here. So little by little, man, I've gotten quite a bit done the past couple of days. I still haven't gotten any shock oil squared away, so that's that's the next project to get done. I did get a bunch of tires. I got some double D's. I already set them up on rims. I just gotta glue it. And I also got a, I know this says double D's, but these are actually hole shots in here, and I actually hooked those up as well. I just have to glue everything. So we're pretty much ready, close to ready to race. I just want to see what this carbon fiber kit's gonna do, because it's definitely heavy right now. And I was trying to do jumps like on my driveway, you know, the entrance, but it seemed to be bottoming out, and what I thought was maybe it's just because I haven't put the oils in the shock yet. So I'm gonna wait to do that, and then I'll make a judgment on what I'm gonna do as far as the kit for this and how much of it I'm gonna put in, because I mean, sometimes a little weight might be good in a certain area. Say, I don't know, in my opinion, I don't know what you guys are doing, but say if this side is the side that's going down, I'd put the fiber up here and leave the rear as is, and hopefully it levels out. That's my thinking. I could be wrong, probably wrong. Another thing I noticed is these fucking links right here, they pop off super easy, dude. So if I hit anything, I'm gonna have a real problem. I'm gonna look into getting something a little bit different than this. Maybe, I think the TLR and the X-ray stuff, the X-ray is a little more pricey. Sorry about that, that's my compressor here. I think the TLR, the Associated will fit and it'll be a little cheaper, but the X-ray shit is way overpriced, man. I was even looking for little shit like this here. They went like 25 just for that little piece. Like, I don't know. But I'll be working on it little by little, and something tells me this is gonna end up being a carpet car. I don't know how this is gonna fare out there at pit stop. We'll find out. Not bad, little beast there, man.
Drive in, fly out, red rocket,